Hey, what's up and welcome back everyone to the IceManIsaac Academy, the second channel of the Warzone Academy dedicated specifically to coaching every single day. Today we are back on Caldera, the new Warzone Pacific map, reviewing this gameplay live with my friends here over on Twitch. Now on this channel, if you're new here, what we do is we review your gameplay together. We'll review other pro gameplay. We'll take pro gameplay clips, all the things to help you improve at Warzone and now Warzone Pacific. This right here is the very first game that I played on the new map. Now, spoiler alert, I did not win, but we are going to take opportunities to watch other players as they rotate through the map, some of the lessons we learned, some of the things we're doing with the new loot, new mechanics, and it's just so much fun, and I'm super thrilled to be sharing with you guys. If you enjoy this content, excited for all things Caldera, excited to improve at Warzone and change your game as you head into the new map, make sure to like this content, subscribe for more, and follow me over on Twitch to be a part of all of the action. But without further ado, let's get right in and check out Caldera coaching. This got kind of a ring to it, doesn't it? Ooh. I feel like airfield's gonna be hot.
I was about to say thoughts on hangars, but it's up to you guys.
So if you guys hit up hangars, if I get in a plane, I'll have an aerial UAV. The entire time I'm in that plane, you guys will have a UAV. You can literally just gun. So the game plan that I told him is I'm going to get inside of this fighter plane because when you're in the fighter plane, it actually pulses for me a UAV. And so I can be calling out where people are. And if I have line of sight, it'll actually pop up on my opponent, like on my teammate's screen, like basically a live ping for them. I am the aerial UAV. Play like over here. Land in that hangar. Okay, so as we talked about in the update video, at the beginning, one of two things will happen. You'll either have a supply drop or you'll have a cash drop. We got a cash drop in this case. No. It's similar to the Operation Flashback that we had. Remember?
Gotcha. Yep.
With random events happening. That's way to start the game, though. A little stack of cash. All right, so we're dropping in to the plane. A huge resource in this game, and I just completely smacked Driftor out of the air. I'm sorry, I just met him. I love him. But you'll notice one thing that's really critical right here. Now, I'm going to hide my screen just for a second, just so you can see everything that's underneath. But you'll see air brakes, which are an awesome opportunity for you to hit the air brakes, which allow you to be more maneuverable. It'll slow you down as you go for a landing, but especially as you try to slow down and do like a final strafing run, it'll allow you to have that moment to shoot at targets longer. But more importantly is the enable advanced controls. What enable advanced controls allows you to do is by clicking R3, you'll get full roll authority. Basically, right now, this is as much as I can roll. It's not very aggressive, right? However, when I end up enabling advanced controls, it's going to allow me to completely roll and tactically maneuver.
I got a guy on me, actually.
Okay, so my immediate priority is not focusing on my teammates who are kind of struggling down below, but it's to establish basically air superiority. I want to get these other planes out of here. So I climb up. I don't go all the way to the skybox. I tap my air brake. You can see the air brakes coming out right here. And then I lock onto a plane. The plane has a little bit of an auto lock on mechanic, but it's still pretty tough to aim, and that's why that mechanic is there. I zoom in. I disable the vehicle. He decides to stay in. I smoke the vehicle, take him out. He splats down. I get a kill. Now I'm getting taken out by this other plane that's pushing in on me, so now I'm in a little bit of a dogfight. Hit my air brakes to get a sharp turn, and I just start trying to outmaneuver the guy that's near me. Most people don't know how to use the air brakes. They don't know how to change their throttle. And I might have a little bit of an advantage on most people. And so I'm just trying to figure out where the heck this guy is. If I was in VR, I'd be looking over my shoulder trying to find him, right? But then, boom, I spot him right there.
That would be so clutch.
Roll out, pop the air brake, pull my throttle back, pull my stick back, pull a really sharp radius of a turn, get on top of him, climb to the sky, disable him. You'll notice the triangle went away, which means he got out. So I destroyed the vehicle. That was me hitting the skybox right there. See how I just angled back down? That was me hitting the skybox.
Yeah, I think so. Extra trade. We're just kind of marking them over there.
And it's tough. The sensitivity on this is very tough to balance. You can see, you may have missed it. As that vehicle got disabled, he jumped out.
That would be a huge pop right there.
Right there.
Punch in the next hangar.
Now, it's important. You might seem like I'm just having fun. This is tactical reasons I'm doing this, chat.
Once we clear this guy.
It's actually really important because you'll see how powerful these planes are shooting at infantry here in a moment. So now I can look off my mini-map and see there's no other vehicles that are now threatening. And so now I can get involved.
Good stuff. Just keep running through them.
And look at all of those radar pings that I'm getting. That right there was not the sound of another aircraft. That's actually the sound of the new precision airstrike. If you listen closely.
Good stuff. Just keep running through them.
So rather than A-10s rolling through with the, what 30 millimeter, it's now the World War II style planes.
There's a lot in that,
How many people can fit in the plane? You have a pilot and a co-pilot, and your teammates can rest on the wings, but if you turn too sharply, they will splat.
There's second floor of that.
Wait, did I jump this?
So eventually at this point, I decide, okay, I've established aerial dominance. There's not really a lot of things that I can do.
On my radar,
I want to help the boys on the ground fight. I got 2 kills.
Close on me?
It was pretty fun. So we're going to get involved. Now let's get into a little bit of ground combat. This is the supply drop. Okay, this is what allows you to pick up the supply drops across the map. And they will drop in. Anyone can pick them up, but we will get a marker of where exactly it is. Can you kill people on the ground by the plane? Yes. And you fry them like bad. You kill them very, very quick. I think it's only because it's in a limited time mode. It's fun. It's tough. It's tough to fly.
Guy here too.
So picking up the STG, just a standard 30 round mag. It does not have the .30 Russian short. Those rounds are incredible. I'm playing a little slow though. It's the first game. We want to get a little win. And so I'm just checking all of my corners. I don't want to fully commit to jumping over, but when I see blue starting to take some damage, I decide I want to get involved. I'm trying to find the stairs. I don't know where they are. I drop in, get a thirst, so that way I'm not getting marked. And then blue calls out.
Nice.
Still one more.
Dead.
Nice, guys, go.
Go.
Come on,
And we're the best in the game, baby.
He had his loadout already. What?
End up getting a really nice early team wipe.
Okay.
And it's going to take a while to figure out the meta. I will say I have been impressed with the DP-27, but it shakes a lot. Hits like a truck. Shakes pretty hard. And not much mobility.
I'm gonna let Joe fight his right now.
Weird. Of course I get a Magnum, man. I'm going to save your money, man.
First Gulag ever, and Joe gets a Magnum. Gotta love it.
Wait, I think
So that's the supply drop that I picked up. Anyone can see the green smoke, but we get the notification that it's there.
Joe undefeated in the game.
Hey, careful. Go jinx here. Where's all that?
Absolutely terrible landing.
Contract complete. Payment's been authorized.
Combat mode. Gold combat.
No, those are banned. Sorry, those are banned. And from here, we're just kind of exploring, having fun. I personally love playing around the plane. I think it's so much fun. The Car 98, though, look at that iron sight. How good is that for a default iron sight on a World War II gun? It's an absolute blast to use. The stint is gross. Very fast time to kill, but very shaky. Very, very shaky.
Let's get some air.
And here I have a little fun. This is where you'll see the potential. So once again, I fly up. I should have flown up higher to the skybox because I see this red indicator right up here, right? I see this red indicator. So I nosedive down. I start pulling my air brake so I don't descend too quickly. I'm pulling my throttle back. The anti-air is actually looking up at me right now. And I just start hitting this insane strafing run. Get one quick down. Almost get another. But I run out of airspeed, so I can't maneuver. When you start maneuvering too slow and you run out of airspeed, you lose lift and maneuverability. It's actually realistic. And so I just throw it, and then I get another down.
Let's go.
Actually kind of fry that guy, I'll be honest.
Oh, yeah.
And then I had been playing, that guy self-revives. I've been playing way too much Iron Trials. I pop a stim and thinking,
Let's go by.
I got all the health in the world, I'm chilling. Gun that guy. No, I can't see anything with that Cluster Strike logo. I almost wiped the full squad. No, he was 1E. Oh, no. And I still hate how after all this time, the Cluster Strike logo is just right on the center of our screen. We need to raise that sucker up. No, I can't see anything with that Cluster Strike logo. I almost wiped the full squad. No, he was 1E. Oh, no. So, mistake on that gunfight, right? So, we're obviously excited about the new map, but let's talk about what I made a mistake here tactically. So, drop in. Pretty risky. I wish I would have gotten more downs, but I got 2 down, right?
Let's go.
I could be right here. I fake behind cover. I don't really have time to replate. I re-challenge this guy aggressively. Instantly reposition. He's re-challenging where he last saw me. I'm already in a different spot. Completely gun the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Reposition. Get behind cover. Use the stem. I should have played it up here. I got anxious. It's the first game ever on Caldera. Still completely gun that guy. And probably could have done something nasty here. No, I can't but I didn't play it up. Logo. I almost wiped the full squad. But now we get a look at the new Gulag. The new Gulag's incredible. It's very, very small. Really great opportunities for you to listen to your opponents. And also, all of this 3 rounds waiting until you fight usually would take, you know, like 2 minutes. But because of how close it is, these gunfights end so much quicker. Like,
The EU recording session is over.
gunned right there. It happens really, really quick. So keep in mind, with these Gulags, you need to, you don't need to, but whatever you win with, you're going to come back with. So if you have to use a frag to win, you're not going to have that frag on your way back. So anything that you save, you're going to keep.
Lose and you're finished. Fight your way out of this or catch.
No, that was Astronova. I didn't know that. I love her.
Let's go, boys. 4 for 4. Let's
Whole
go.
squad won the Gulag. And it spawned me back in a plane. It just redeployed me inside of a plane.
Yo, what?
What? It knows, bro. I'm looking over at chat right there, and there's no chat. Like, it no! Oh, chat's not there. It'd be cool if planes didn't have fuel. They are very, very weak. With an anti-air gun, they die in like 3 bullets. And with LMGs, you'll get tanked pretty quick, too. Planes are very, very weak. Once again, if I'm trying to make something happen, enable those advanced controls, hit the skybox, rotate in, and at this point, like, I see my teammates are dying, so I'm trying to, like, get some information for them. Inside the backside of the hangar.
Coming.
And, like, I'm just nervous. I'm playing the new game. My callouts aren't that great.
Full team of the other one. 2 down. One more on me. Last one in the corner. He's hiding behind the little crates.
There's a full team rolling up out to your east, Joe. So I'm trying to give some comms for my teammates.
Go towards the runway.
The biggest thing here, normally I would say, hey, full send for the homies, right? Always full send for the homies. But I'm really worried about our full squad getting wiped. Normally I would just full send for the teammates, get it over with. But I'm trying to play for our lives here. So I'm not going to full send with Joe because he's already surrounded by like 8 people. If Joe dies, that's fine. I'm just going to reposition across the map. My teammates point out that I have cash. Joe goes down. You'll notice I spot a guy right here. I don't want to risk it, so I'm going to rotate away, going for a safe buy. And what I end up deciding is I'm telling Joe, like, hey, come to me, come to my side of the hangar. I can cover you. Joe. I don't see anything. There's three inside of there. Three inside of there. And Joe says, I can't fly. But we get in, we mark a safe buy, and we end up full sending over, ditching our planes because landing is very difficult. I'm not about to chalk my team.
Kills for how many fucking people are left.
Res top. Now, what I wish I would have known
Gas is moving in.
is at the beginning of a lot of these rounds, there are in-game events like fire sales, things like that, that I should probably wait for. And I believe it's actually guaranteed now with the Vanguard Royale mode. But we end up getting them back in. We're gonna stun Joe. I hear the gunshot over there. Hit the bounce stun. The combat shotgun is gross. Trying to get some damage done with the combat shotgun, but unfortunately with the sprint to fire time and a full team rolling up on me, I end up getting taken out. But fortunately, the squad can hit the regain. Everyone hits their everyone hits the self-revive. We all get rezzed. Drop back in on our loadout. I pull out the corny snake shot in the Car 98. Okay, this is a key moment right here. So we all regain. We get our loadout. And I calm to my teammates.
Yeah, go for it.
I got a snipe if you want to let me take first shot.
Yeah, go for it.
I say, hey, I got a snipe. Let me take first shot. My whole team is rolling up ready, right? But if I can get a free knock before they all scatter like rats, hey, free kill, right? It says down, down, like I collateral, but I didn't. Like you can see my eyes. It goes down, down, and then watch my eyes. Found one. I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like double checking this right here to see if I got a collateral.
Down, down, down.
Those planes are way too loud, yo.
And they are very loud.
Wait, got airstrike by another team.
The planes are very, very loud. This is what the new kill streaks look like. You can see what the kill streaks look like. This is a cluster. Instead of the little tablet, you have like this mobile radio.
Where?
Just crashed.
Hey, ever run out of bullets?
Oh, come up to me. I'm dead. Man.
I got that guy. No.
So full team ends up getting smoked. I look to see who it is. It's Lucky. It's Lucky, Reeple, Super Evan, and Biffle. 4 very talented players. So I basically decide, hey, I'm going to get the heck out. We still have a fire sale up. I'm going to go try to res the boys. But Super Evan hits a flank, and I get smoked.
Who was the team on the loadie? Like, why would they come down?
So that's the Itra Burst. The Itra Burst is one of the better guns in the game right now. I haven't found a class that I'm completely in love with because burst weapons are typically pretty finicky. And while we finish up the rest of this video, I'll move my cam out of the way so we can all see. But now we'll be analyzing other players' gameplays. We're going to see the rotations, and we're going to go all the way to the winning team. We did all right, you know. We were actually on a heater. Like, this is pretty impressive pace. We had 20... What is that? 22 kills? 22 kills in like in a lobby with 70 people? Like, we were frying. But, unfortunately, we got smoked. Really good team here to push up against. They're able to call in the advanced UAVs. Keep in mind, with the advanced UAVs, they're going to be the exact same way that they are in Warzone. That's going to allow them to see players who are ghosted. They're in a really, really nice position here. So, as you can see, they're moving towards enemies, but at the same time, they're also kind of doing that pinwheel rotation that we talked about. As they're pushing through the map, they're taking on all of these players that have been displaced by the gas, that have been pushed out of their camping spots. Lucky is using the STG with the, I believe it's the 30mm or the 30-round short mags. I could be wrong. And that gun is incredible. It is 5 shots to the chest to get a kill. It does 50 damage per shot. And it's 5 shots to the chest with the STG .30 short rounds. And they're incredible. Now, this team is just full of demons. So each one is always hungry for their kill. And here we can see the Itra Burst getting a little bit of work. Notice, though, Super Evan's on his own, so he's not going to be pushing inside of the building, possibly getting himself killed. Just trying to play for, like, an early pick. Decides that he's getting isolated. Backs up, checks the overextension from the teammates, and plays back with his team. We switch over to Repulse. He's using the Automaton. Biffle using the STG. And even with just the standard mags, the STG is absolutely frying, and they take out Merc and TP, two of the better players in Warzone. And then right back on the hunt. Biffle trying to find the players as they are stuck on their rotations in. The gas is moving pretty dang quick on this zone. And these poor guys, laser. There are very few guns actually that feel like lasers in this game. But the STG is one of them, which is why it's one of the main games or main guns in competitive. But just rotating as a unit along the edge of the gas, right? Just getting all of these free kills from players who are displaced, struggling, straggling.
Contact here. One for me. Hostile there.
And you could look up in the radar, up on the top right, so many free people. This is what we talk about when we talk about using the pinwheel rotation, not as like just a conservative tactic, but also as a aggressive tactic. But one thing I always talk about with the pinwheel rotation is never find yourself right on the edge of the zone. You should find yourself with a little bit of a buffer to where you can be inside of the zone. That way, if you stop and take shots at other people, you're not going to instantly just get torched, right? You need a little bit of breathing room so that way you can take gunfights, or if you get smacked from someone inside of the zone, you have a moment to plate up, reposition, maybe change your rotation angle. So what's going to cost them here in a moment is how close they are cutting it to the edge, which is giving them very little room to breathe, quite literally with that gas on their back. So they have made adjustments to the gas mask animation. It will no longer interrupt your reload. It will no longer interrupt your plates. However, it will continue to interrupt your aim down sight.
Rally point set.
Making that pinwheel rotation. This is a little subtle change, but listen to like what his cues are from Super Evan here, right? So he's ready to push up on this team.
Rally point set.
Pow! Sniper shot, right? So he decides, I'm not going to get no man's land if I get knocked. I have a self-revive. I want to use it. So even if he got headshot sniped here, he feels comfortable challenging it because he can self-revive. After he gets the knock, he then switches over to his fast-moving weapon to try to close off that no man's land. And now he starts full sending because he's got the team on the ropes. But this, ladies and gentlemen, their timing may have been screwed up because in this game mode, specifically, there's less time in between circle closes. So the circles close, and then they wait a little bit, and they close. Whereas Warzone, it would close. You'd wait like 2 or 3 minutes, then it would close. These close much faster. The rate that it closes isn't as fast. However, the frequency with which the circles continue to close is much faster. So there's less dead time in between zones. They actually marked right there. That's one of the fire canisters. If you spot it on the ground, hit that thing and it'll massive explosion.
Run to that safe zone.
So we can see here they have to make a really big rotation. There's some nice cover here as they go through, but there's a lot of no man's land right in here, and there's some high ground that they need to take care of as well. Beautiful, beautiful map, man. I love the waterfalls, all the colors. People in chat were asking, this isn't any filters. This is a little bit of digital vibrance, but this is there no crazy NVIDIA filters, right?
Rally point.
And this is where we talk about. They are all ass to the gas. Very little room to breathe. They're trying to make an aggressive rotation. They're very quickly going to find themselves caught out because of their late rotate and the hard pull. Notice here, you would like to have a moment to plate up and breathe, but they didn't build themselves that buffer. If I were them, I would have bought myself an airstrike rather than a UAV. I think a UAV is great for a heads up, but if you have the additional $4,900, if we're worried about getting gate kept, one of the best things you can buy to rip people off of a high ground is a precision airstrike. Even if it's just 10 seconds of pushing them off the high ground so they can't aim down sight at you, that's going to save your life.
Enemy engaged.
A UAV probably won't.
Contact.
Runs out of ammo, switches over to the Thompson. Ooh. Gets taken out. Zone is moving pretty quick. His health will begin to regen. Is able to get off 2 plates. They're all running for their lives, man. But they just did not build themselves enough buffer. They have to sprint into enemy fire without being fully plated. The headshot snipe comes in. Diaz made the best decision to rotate early. Lucky stuck behind in the gas. Repulse gets taken down. Biffle is just dancing, trying to rotate. Unbelievable how far Biffle makes it in this rotation. All the homies get taken down, and Biffle, they always hit it. They always end up hitting it. Biffle gets headshot sniped and finished off. It looks like he was crawling towards that bush to do a self-revive, but that's the end. Moving on over to this team. This is the team that was gatekeeping, right? They were tunneled on Lucky and them. And, well, yeah, that's just... Yikes. Now they got third partied. Live by the third party, die by the third party. Very split here. This is kind of what I'm talking about. This gunfight right here. Look at the shaker. This isn't his shot. These guns are actually really difficult to control. He's reloading. Thought he was behind cover. In general, if I'm reloading, I like to be on corners of buildings, right? So I can, like, have that information. If I see someone, I can commit to the other corner. He was kind of stuck in no man's land here. Just for a second. It's hard to play perfectly, you know? But ideally, you know, if we're sitting there, right, and we're at a corner of a building, we want to be plating right here. Kind of jiggle peeking back and forth right here. So that way, if we see an enemy come through... Right, so let's say we're on this top... Oh, we'll do this one. Let's say we're right here, right? We're jiggle peeking right here. If we see an enemy swing around this side, then we can commit to finishing whatever our animation is, right? But when you're stuck here in no man's land, you are going to get smoked.
Injured, but I'll live.
Vanguard weapons seem kind of meh. They kind of are, and I'm okay with that. I want longer time to kills. I want recoil that's harder to control. I don't want to get beamed by an AR from 200 meters. That's not realistic, and I'm not asking for a realistic game, but it's not challenging when every gun is a laser. How is the sun? It's good. I mean, it's bright, but it's not blinding like Vanguard or Verdansk. Skyrise here. Unfortunately, he didn't double check his settings. He only has one plate applying at a time. He does not have apply all on. And there is a team set up on the high ground. And this is what I was talking about earlier, or in previous streams. These trees aren't wide enough to cover your entire body. So snipers are going to be able to rip you out of cover. There's a lot of trees, but not too many of them are going to be thick enough to save your life. We now switch over to the winning team. It is actually J-God. He went undefeated. His team played for the win, played for the rotations. They were fragging out. Super proud of him, because I was actually playing with him the night before. And he was like, yeah, well, you know, I was just kind of wanting to do testing, because he was playing in the pregame lobby, getting all his testing done. He's like, there's not going to be much content for me on the main channel. You know, like, I'm not going to win any of these games. And then he wins all of them, which is super cool to see. So we're watching J-God. The scope that he's using here is one of my favorites. It's the 3x6 scope. It's a variable scope, and it has a very, very, very clean iron sight. One of my favorite in the game. And he's using the STG with a 45-round mags. Very little recoil. Spiros using the Kar 98, which has a pretty decent aim down sight, but nothing as ridiculous like the Modern Warfare Kar 98. And they've just acquired the power position. They have the high ground. Their opponents were able to airstrike them and cause a little bit of confusion. J-God gets pushed, gets knocked. He gets the stun. I think he probably wishes he would have done the opposite, right? J-God gets downed. Maybe if he had a frag or a Simtex, that would have been something. Throws the stun. Doesn't get back under cover in time. But fortunately, his teammate has the suppressive fire over the top. He's basically just holding that angle to make sure J-God doesn't get thirsted. And then Spiros comes up the back ladder, flanks him, and gets the finish. Really nice teamwork there. Great job by Marksman not to go down for the res. J-God's just basically playing for pings at that point if he goes down. And now it's down to 3v1, v2. They're in a power position on the high ground. I'm not sure if they did recons.
Only 5 remain. Finish this once and for all.
He opts, instead of running sniper AR because they're getting towards the end game, picks up a shotgun. Spiros gets way too antsy, gets involved, gets himself killed, but he knows his teammates are on the high ground. And just wall banging like crazy. Now, no destructible environments, but wall banging. J-God trying to get that hit marker, trying to get some information, interrupt that plate animation. Spots him coming off the top, and J-God with the absolute beams gets the first win of Caldera. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a kind of a cool opportunity where we just got to like vibe and explore and see some of the stuff with the new map. Talk about a lot of the new mechanics, new contracts, right? But if you guys are enjoying this content, make sure to drop a follow. Make sure to subscribe here, like this video. If you want to be involved with this live, make sure to join me over on Twitch where all this is being recorded live. We've got